Of course, right now, going back to school is one of the biggest things on many parents' minds, not just being there physically or remotely, but of course, with so many people out of work right now, paying for school supplies, they're not always in the budget. So in Cleveland today, organizers held a school supply distribution event. The aim of it, to make sure that kids whose families cannot afford it can still have the essentials they need. Organizers had been packing supplies for days leading up to the distribution today. Supplies they were giving away were essentials such as #2 pencils, notebooks, backpacks, and folders.